Hello. Digital currencies have aroused a lot of debate. And in this debate, you've seen several people inputting. Mala, what is your view about digital currencies?
I personally wouldn't get into it as it's now because I still don't understand the ins and outs of cryptocurrencies, the blockchain technology. And so all these things, I think I will first take my time, get to understand it better, and then maybe delve into it.
No,
You?
Well, I'm sure there are so many optimists or pessimists.
But would you get into it?
Well, I think I need to really understand it a little more, like you say. But this is what we are going to unveil.
One of the most dynamic sectors in Uganda is telecom. When we started over, it was just call to call and SMS. Then data came in, and now we are in the mobile money kind of transaction. And these developments come with them opportunities and challenges alike. So today we are talking to an industry player who gives us his perspective.
To have you on the show, Money and Markets. Now, for starters, many Ugandans would want to know what's happening at UTL. What are the developments? What is the latest?
What's happening at the moment is that we are in advanced stages of finalizing the sourcing of a potential partner for the revamp of UTL. So the potential partner will give us a consideration to settle the creditors and also bring in capital investment to revamp the company. And we are in advanced stages, and this should happen soon. So Ugandans should watch out for an announcement anytime soon.
Let's look at the telecom sector. You know, this year we are concluding the financial year 2017-2018. What, from where you sit, were the biggest highlights for the year in the telecom subsector?
The industry fared well. We've seen an increase in revenues, but most significant is the shift in the drivers of the revenues from the telecos. The traditional voice contribution is declining year on year, and internet or data and mobile commerce, or what we call mobile money in Uganda, the contribution by those two is on the increase. So voice, which used to be in the 90%, 80%, is now dwindling to below 40% contribution as far as revenues are concerned. And we see mobile money or mobile commerce growing, getting closer to the 30% mark, and data also growing.
Now, given the developments in the telecom industry, I mean, we're seeing a lot of data, we're seeing a lot in the mobile commerce space. You know, telecom ceases to be, you know, a voice service provider. And there are those who worry that maybe in some years to come, the industry will cease to be, or traditional telecom players or industry will actually cease to be. What is your view?
We also see the banks shifting to use of apps. So mobile commerce will actually overtake the other two main revenue streams, that is voice and data or internet.
Now, talking about local content, how much do we contribute as a country, you know, to this content that we are using in Uganda?
I think the opportunities there is that financial inclusion is becoming a reality in Uganda. Every person now with access to a telecommunication network is able to transact, is able to buy and sell using a mobile phone. I think that's where everybody should be looking at. The players, government, the regulators should be looking in that direction, because it's a determinant of the economics of this country.
Talking about local content, how much do we contribute as a country to the telecom sector content that, you know, the industry is thriving on?
Definitely the content, local content, is still a challenge in Uganda. Most of the content you and me are accessing on our mobile phones and our computers is foreign content. And that will actually kill our culture, because what is Ugandan is going to disappear. We will only remain with what is foreign. So there's a need for a deliberate effort by the players, by government, to make sure we promote local content.
With the latest developments in the industry, I mean, the industry being anchored so much on data and mobile commerce, there are those who feel that the traditional telecommunication company that we knew will cease to be very soon. Aren't these threats to the survival of the industry in your view?
We are looking at millions of dollars in this we're talking about, because every time you're on the internet, what are you doing? You're pulling information, you're reading that information. Let's look at Facebook. Every Ugandan who accesses internet is on Facebook. And every time you're scrolling through your Facebook, you're downloading content. You're watching that content. And that's the data that, to me, the telecom operator is charging you. So whoever produced that content is benefiting from what I am being charged.
Now, we're coming to the end of the financial year, 2017-2018. And what, from where you are, your vantage position as a player in the telecom sector, were the major highlights in the industry?
What is up for UTL? The story of UTL is getting very nice by the day, because the potential partners we are looking at are promising to invest in quite significant amount of money. What Ugandans should expect is a revamp of the network, to have the best network. UTL already owns internet, so the moment it revamps the mobile network, the cost of internet on the mobile phone will reduce by a significant margin. So what UTL is doing is to influence the cost of accessing service, because government has realized that it must keep a hand in this industry to influence the cost of service, because at the end of the day, you and me are the ones who suffer the high cost of service. Yet all services now are e-services. So internet must be cheap so that government can be able to take the services, the basic services, to its citizens. So that will be the role of UTL, and Ugandans should watch out for the relaunch of UTL.
It's been nice talking to you. The cost of money remains a major challenge for those in business. Those in long-term investments like manufacturing find it quite high and are branding it an inhibitor of progress. Today we'll look at the depth of this problem, efforts being made to address it, and why it persists in Uganda.
The cost of money is a major booster of good business. In fact, some look at it as an enabler or disabler of business, and therefore a major contributor to the conduciveness of a business environment. In Uganda, interest rates today hover below 20%, with some prime borrowers accessing finance at lows of 17 and 16%. This is a big change from the highs of about 25% 3 years ago. To analysts, this is in response to the central bank move of monetary easing since the beginning of the year, having placed its benchmark rate below 10%. However, even with these developments, credit growth remains a challenge in the market.
The question of private sector credit doesn't have one answer, which is what we all seem to look for. It's not just bank pricing. The issues around capacity, the issue around opportunity. You'd say South Sudan as a market is closed off. So all that excess capacity that the bidcos and Mokwanos have built is lying idle. So they can't take credit to try and finance that because the market is not available anymore. Sia mentioned something around the China.
Some look at the issue within a broad context of the economy.
If before the stories of South Sudan war came in and all that kind of thing, the private sector was operating perfectly. And a lot of exports and, the turnover in terms of business was extremely high. And so immediately that happened, and the Burundi story, the neighboring political situation came in, it became a problem. And at that point in time, most of these private sector were financially stressed. And so they couldn't borrow. In addition, on the supply side, most banks preferred going for less risky assets, given the fact that the yields were at 20 or so percent. And at the same time, on the demand side, you wouldn't see growth on the private sector side.
There are those who feel that the absence of favorable long-term financing options makes it even what appears affordable credit on the market less affordable, given the short nature of the extended loan durations. Grand scheme of things, Uganda or Ugandan entrepreneurs are competing with other countries, globally and regionally. For the country to stay competitive, much effort needs to be invested in ensuring that the business community can borrow, have good reasons to do so, and that the money is available and affordable.
We're now taking a short commercial break. Do not go away, for we will be right back.